Today, Blenderstyle is a battlefield. We're doing Satanic Warmaster, Aamongandr, released in 2022.
Cheers,
Cheers,
gentlemen.
dudes.
Cheers, fellers.
So I've been a fan of Satanic Warmaster for many years and many albums. I don't think he's ever came out with anything like, horrible. I think he's pretty consistent. And I felt like listening to some black metal, so I thought I'd bring it to your guys' attention.
It's his latest release, right, in 2022.
Yeah.
Werewolf, right? The guy it's like a solo black metal project. So this came out late December.
Yeah, it was like December 30th or something.
17th.
Would it have made your top 5?
No. It wouldn't. This is a good album, but I don't think it would make my top 5.
Good to know. Because, we might have released our top 5 a little early.
Dude, I've been saying that for years now.
I mean, it would be a contender for sure.
The only thing I know about Satanic Warmaster is I think I've seen you wear shirts.
Yeah.
Casey, Satanic Warmaster.
Never heard of him until now. I mean, other than Nathan's shirts. Not familiar at all.
Cool.
One question I did have is, so Werewolf is the only person in the band now. It's on his own record label. Originally, they had multiple members, or...
I'm pretty sure that there's just been members that either like play live with them or maybe like even recording and stuff,
Because I kind of went through their Wikipedia page and like it made it seem like originally it was a 2-piece outfit, and then the other person left, and it's been him for years now. Just
That's
by
what
himself.
I think I read too.
Okay, so
that's not something I know, but I've known that he's been the main source of Satanic Warmaster.
Yeah, for a long time. From what I understand.
I mean,
okay.
Almost all their covers have a wolf on them.
A werewolf?
Yeah, a werewolf.
Is it lost?
So if it's just him, he's like a lone wolf.
He's in a lone wolf pack?
He's a lone werewolf.
Yeah.
A pack of one.
So most people that are, fans of black metal and stay updated on it know that, Satanic Warmaster is, hails to be one of the greats,
Okay.
It's like brutal and fast black metal. Like It's pretty relentless the whole time, long, like grindy parts. And I like that there's like dashes of like symphonic stuff. It's it's not like overdone with symphonic stuff. It'll just be like lightly sprinkled in over like long sections of him like screaming and shit like that. I thought it was pretty fucking good, dude. For me, I like black metal a lot, but I don't think I love all the black metal. You know what I mean? Like I do like death metal. And but this was very easy to get into and listen to. Casey,
I think I would agree with you that it's an easy listen, kind of.
Yeah, you had us like listen to Terror. I'm not a hardcore fan.
That was terrible.
I'm not a hardcore fan, but it was like easy to listen to. I actually liked it a lot. And then, so I think if you're not a black metal fan, this is probably a good album to check out because I think it's pretty accessible.
Yeah, there's melodic parts.
This is a good gateway drug to black metal.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm not a black metal fan at all. But I didn't find anything about this offensive. When you suggested it, just based off like your previous recommendations for black metal and stuff, I was dreading listening to this album. And
you didn't like Dark Throne?
No, actually, Dark Throne was. No, I didn't like Dark Throne.
You gotta check out a review of Dark Throne.
So when you suggested this, I was like, "Oh, great! Here we go. Another 78-minute album with 2 songs on it."
This goes pretty quick.
And I was surprised. So the first track kicks off, and it starts off in kind of typical black metal fashion with just that unrelenting like snare
blast beat.
Blast beat.
Not even a blast beat because it's just
That's a blast beat.
It's repetitive snare. It's not a blast beat.
That's exactly what a blast beat is.
But then it opens up to the, but then it opens up to this really cool guitar part, and I think that's what you're talking about, where these guitar almost transient states come in.
Yeah.
And it's actually really good, and I caught myself wanting to hate this album when I first started it, and then really kind of there's nothing about this I don't hate. There's some things I don't like about it, but for the most part, I was actually pleasantly surprised. This is to me, it was more of a accessible black metal, kind of a mix between black metal and death metal, maybe.
So this, to me, as my opinion, is that this is kind of more of an uplifting sounding Satanic Warmaster.
There you go. Yeah.
So I'm used to this project sounding, like the depths of hell, and this is like Battlefield almost, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's always been melodic riffing and stuff like that, but the symphonic parts make it really cool. There's just something kind of almost very headbangy about it, you know?
There's a groove to it too, which is really weird for a black metal album to have kind of a groove where you could kind of get in that zone and just kind of bob your head to it and nod to it. And it's not just heavy for the sake of being heavy. There's purpose behind everything on it, which I thought was kind of weird for a black metal album.
I think there's many forms to black metal that you will continue to.
Yeah, maybe.
I really love the vocals. He's always had a great delivery. I love that in this you can kind of almost hear what he's, you can understand what he's saying.
You could understand the vocal. That was another thing that I really liked about it, was it wasn't just this high pitched screeching like a lot of black metal vocals were. It was in that upper range, and it's that
pretty
kind of
screechy,
screechy, but it was very enunciated well and and recorded well. I think that's the thing that does it. The production quality on this.
Oh, that sounds really awesome, dude. The production's top notch.
And so this isn't always the case for this band, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So this is something kind of different for me, and
you're just
is it a turn off?
No. Okay, so I kind of.
Because I know you're a fan of the dirtier kind of production.
Yeah, this recording is a lot more brighter. It doesn't seem as dark. I mean, even the album artwork is just fucking fantastic, but it's not something that you would see on a Satanic Warmaster, you know? So it's a little different for me. When I first heard it, I was way kind of pumped on it, and then the more that I listened to it, there's things that kind of I didn't like.
Okay.
The drums kind of get a little too annoying, you know what I mean?
It's very repetitive.
Very repetitive, and I kind of almost like the more you didn't hit as hard in that one hit or something, you know what I mean? And it's still on the recording. And
so this is almost too produced for you.
No, I don't want to say that because it sounds really killer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's something different, and I don't find it as interesting.
I'm kind of with you.
It's too much
it's
cream
a good
in the
album.
coffee.
it's a good album and stuff, but it doesn't interest me as much as
I'm kind of with you because I feel the drumming is good when it exits the kind of the pocket, when it's in that blast beat thing. It's
when
very repetitive.
A variation.
But then when he goes into the variations and the fills and stuff, it's some really good transitions and drumming and stuff. And I'm with you. The thing that kind of got me on this, when you were explaining it as a black metal album, when you suggested this album, I was expecting this really dark, really heavy, dirty recording. And it was really clean and really bright, almost to the point where throughout the whole thing, I was like, this isn't really heavy. It's fast, but it's not really.
It's not dark.
It's not heavy. It doesn't have that.
Black metal's not necessarily heavy.
Yeah,
either,
and I think that's
I get what you're saying.
I think that's my misconception. Is I always see black metal as because it's always so dirty and grimy. Everybody always explains black metal as this extreme to one side of the genre of music, and I have a hard time understanding it because to me, I don't process black metal. To me, heavy is constant change ups and technical weird little things that they put in and stuff, and this was really clean and the transitions were really smooth and the change ups were really good, and it was kind of crazy to listen to because like I said, I came into this not expecting to like it at all. And I was really surprised with where I ended up on it.
I don't want to leave my comments, you know, in a negative. So I do want to bring up that I love that the vocals are just executed so well. The melody parts in this are on the guitar are just honestly epic, I think, in some points, and the symphonic parts that are like kind of peppered in there and stuff.
That's one of the parts I love.
The second track, Duke's Ride, very epic.
Oh yeah, man. The last song is also, it's kind of hard to pronounce, Barbas X Aamon or whatever.
Barbas Aamon, yeah.
I can't even probably, yeah. I think it's the best song, and it has like a Burzum feel to it and everything. So it has like an old feel but new. It's cool. It's a good record, but it's the least interesting that I've heard because like
it's very musically stale on it. I get where you're coming from, but it is like probably one of the better tracks on it. But it's very repetitive and just kind of like, but it does catch your attention.
I also love the like last scream on the Eye of Satan. It's like a couple seconds of like no music and you hear like, ah! Like I don't know if you noticed it, but go back and
I was like
that's pretty fucking rad. He was like, you know what, leave it.
So you know when,
because you know he heard that.
You know when you like back in the day when you used to burn your own, so you like download a bunch of tracks and like you burn your own CDs, and you'd always have that like little skip between songs where like sometimes you get a weird like clip of the previous track because you didn't cut it right or whatever. That's what I thought happened there. I was like, they do that on streaming?
That's funny.
I just, the only negative I have to honestly say about this is just the fact that it is a little different and feels a little bit brighter, but it's not necessarily something bad. But as a fan and stuff, I would have to, listening to this album, I have to mention those things because it is different. But I mean, what did you guys rate it?
So I gave it a 3.3 out of 5. I don't know if I'm just starting to appreciate black metal or if it's because this was a higher production quality or what. I feel like this was actually like really good. The production was good. The changes were great. I love the guitar work, and I really, really, really love the drum work on the slower parts of it. My biggest complaints were that, like you said, the drumming gets repetitive on the faster parts. And my other big complaint was like, these songs are long. We're talking 6 tracks, 36 minutes. There's not a single song on here under 5 minutes, which usually I'd be fine with. But because of the repetitive drumming part, I feel like they could have cut that in half and shortened these songs up. I'm fine with the song being 20 minutes if there's lots of different stuff going on. But when it's just repetitive for the sake of being repetitive, it bugs me.
I feel like they could have actually switched a couple tracks on this. And it would have been better because the first and second track kind of start out with that blast, and it kind of almost makes it seem like it's, they could have broken it up, you know, they could have switched the song and stuff, you know, and it would have made the album a little bit more more.
It's pretty short. It's only 37 minutes.
Yeah, it's not long.
I don't think it's very long. It's not a long album. It's kind of like a quick,
but it's just a long songs for the album. What about you, Matthew?
I give it a 3.7 out of 5.
Cool.
This is pretty killer black metal. It's really easy to listen to. I listen to it a bunch, but it's not super memorable. Like I like black metal that has like more twists and turns in it. But it's fucking enjoyable. I went back and listened to other Satanic Warmaster. It's like more raw, like you were saying, but it's still that relentless, like heavy shit. I think I might like that stuff better.
Yeah, man, dude. There's
so I'm a fan, dude. I think it's lame that his name's Werewolf. I'm like, this guy's probably a big fucking nerd.
Oh yeah, dude.
He's actually he's just really hairy.
Nathan, your pick, Satanic Warmaster. What's your rating, sir?
I give this a 4.3. I think it's a solid listen. It's weird that it came out literally, like I'm going to remember that this came out literally December 30th or whatever, you know what I mean? Like the end of 2022. Like my son was born. I had this album. I give it a 4.3.
Sweet, dude.
So I hope you enjoyed that soul-sucking episode. We're Blenderstyle. So that was Satanic Warmaster. Enjoy Satan.
What are hip kids?